on Thursday, the Trump administration announced sanctions against the International Criminal Court, which is kind of ironic, considering how Trump is a criminal. Now, the ICC, which prosecutes individuals for grave international crimes, was sanctioned by the Trump administration over the decision to issue arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense minister, Yoav Gallant, for war crimes and crimes against humanity during the Israeli assault on Gaza. Now, Trump, of course, claims the ICC was unfairly targeting my good friend, my dear friend, Bibi. Now, it is important to note that the ICC had also issued a warrant for a Hamas official, Mohammed Dief, whom Israel accused of being one of the masterminds of the October 7th attack, which was horrible. It was a horrific attack, okay? Now, that said, Dief was killed by an Israeli airstrike last year, so he can't really be arrested. But Netanyahu and Gallant still alive. You can take them in. Now, that said, not if they're in the United States. And look, they weren't going to be arrested in the United States before. If Kamala Harris had won, they also wouldn't have been arrested. So let's be honest about that. Okay. That said, this is a step further against the ICC. I do not imagine that a Harris administration or a Biden administration would have taken this extra step, which is to place economic and travel sanctions on anyone working on ICC investigations into citizens of the U.S. or its allies. The sanctioned ICC personnel and their families would not be able to enter the United States, so that's a travel ban, and their assets could also be frozen, and their power to purchase any property in the United States blocked. So basically, if you are investigating genocide or ethnic cleansing by the U.S. or any of their allies, Donald Trump wants to make sure that you cannot do that, that you are blocked, okay? Which is, again, worse than what Joe Biden was doing. Joe Biden was ignoring the ICC. The Democrats were inviting Netanyahu to come speak to Congress. All of that was bad enough. But Trump is now just saying, we're not just going to ignore the ICC, we're going to attack it. We're going to attack its legitimacy. Okay? Now, that's going to have repercussions. It already is. The response came swift. Dozens of countries, including Germany, South Africa, and Mexico, as well as Canada, said Friday that President Trump's decision to sanction the ICC would, quote, erode the international rule of law. Something that the United States hasn't really cared too much about. Let's be honest. Okay. There's a joint statement from 79 countries, which reads in part, such measures increase the risk of impunity for the most serious crimes and threaten to erode the international rule of law, which is crucial for promoting global order and security. We regret any attempts to undermine the court's independence, integrity, and impartiality. Look, the U.S. was never part of the ICC. Neither was Israel. In fact, they joined about 40 countries. They joined the 40 countries that are not part of this agreement. So they never would have had any impact here in the United States to try to hold the United States accountable if, for example, we were involved in a genocide or ethnic cleansing. Okay? And there's a reason for that. Because apparently we like to do ethnic cleansing, or at least help other countries do certain ethnic cleansing. Look, here's the thing. The United States actually refused to join the ICC when it was formed during the Clinton administration. Clinton was like, military is kind of afraid of, so-called political prosecutions. Yes, that's right. But in reality, it was just a way to protect the United States and its officials if they decided to do any war crimes from being arrested by the ICC. Okay? And so, again, the U.S. has had a long history of basically saying we don't really care about international justice or the court. Okay? We don't care. We don't care at all. All right? But, we will, like, kind of give out some, maybe a little bit of support lip service, we believe in justice and all that, but we just don't think that what you're doing is right. We don't agree with that. We don't want to get caught up in this, these persecutions. That's what it'll be. It'll be persecutions from other countries that we may have wronged. But this is different. This extra step, I believe, is from Donald Trump wanting to do pretty much whatever Israel wants. They're doing everything that they can to defend Israel. And I thought that it was bad under Biden. No, it's worse. Look, Israel has been accused credibly of using starvation as a method of warfare and by restricting humanitarian aid, as well as, of course, intentionally targeting civilians. Okay, there is a reason why the civilian death toll in Gaza was so high. Trump says, I don't actually care about that. We're gonna start, giving them the 2,000-pound bombs. Biden had at least said, okay, that's too much. All right, we'll let you have all these other weapons, but not those 2,000-pound bombs. That's too much. Trump's like, ship them out. Go ahead, use them. Don't worry. And not only that, but here, have some more bulldozers. Now, what's interesting about the bulldozers is that you wouldn't normally think that as a weapon of war, but the kind of war that Israel is fighting right now, not really a war, more like ethnic cleansing. And so their targets are houses, homes, people's homes, entire neighborhoods getting bulldozed so that those people will be forced to leave, okay, doing the ethnic cleansing, and so that Jewish settlers can come in and steal the land. That's the ultimate goal here. And Trump has already said, we're on board with that. In fact, not only are we on board, but you know what? We're going to come in, we're going to own Gaza, and we're going to develop it into a nice little resort. It'll be like the Riviera, of the Middle East. It'll be tremendous. It'll be great. It may be the Palestinians can come back in, but probably not. Why would they ever want to come back? Look, obviously there's a ton of problems with this, but it really does show you the overall point here that I'm trying to make is, what happened to America first? What happened to America first? No, what we're doing is Israel first, okay? And it's situations like this, as well as, if you can remember when Trump froze all foreign aid, he did so except to Israel. Which country is he putting first? It ain't us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.